Should Dan Campbell win the Coach of the Year award?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I think so. Yes, I've been saying it. I can live with DeMeco Ryans winning it. I can live with it, especially after the fact he got a playoff win against Stefanski. I can live with it. But should Dan Campbell win it? In my opinion, yes. He's done something that has not been done before in Lions history. The Texans have won the AFC South before with Deshaun Watson, and they've won a playoff game with Deshaun Watson. It's been done there before, and they've only been an organization for about 25 years. The Lions go back to 1950, and they've had one playoff win.
Lucas, do you remember and I think me and you were on the same side of this argument when we were having this a couple weeks ago. And what it came down to was I kind of brought the point up that Stefanski won Coach of the Year a couple years ago because he broke that drought for the Browns to get to the playoffs and go to win a playoff game. And obviously it's a regular season award, but what he did with the Browns and that whole drought and the whole historic thing, I think he won, like, what did they win? Like 10 games, maybe 9. Like it wasn't
I think they won 11.
11. Okay, they won 11 games, and he won 11 games. The whole historic side of it, everything, everyone, the whole league got behind him, and they all voted for Kevin Stefanski. The fact that Dan Campbell right now isn't the favorite, and the fact that he probably won't win the award, he did what Kevin Stefanski did, and he got head coach of the year for it. And now Dan's not going to get it after what he did, and then in the playoffs what he did. I think it's a disgrace if he doesn't get it.
Well,
it's very, very, very well deserved. He should have 13 wins this year. He took a team that's hasn't won the NFC North ever, won the NFC North, hasn't won a division since the 90s, hasn't hosted a playoff game since the 90s. He did all of that with this team. And then if you want to say, oh, well, they were expected to do that this year, I don't even want to hear that. He turned this team around the last 2 seasons. He deserves that award. He deserves some sort of a praise for what he's done in this organization for the last 2 years. Yeah. That's head coach of the year this year. That is his award to win. And it's going to be a shame he's not going to win it, but he should.
So I'll let you guys, I'll let you and Mike, Lucas and Mike, I'll let you guys go because I'm actually going to disagree. So
I said Dan.
I kind of already said it too about Kevin Stefanski. Obviously, like Booner said too, he's already won it, and for the reasons that he did won it, he turned around the Browns, got them to the playoffs, and that's coincidentally the same thing that Dan has done this year. And like I said, the Browns really didn't play anyone too great down that stretch, and that was really when his odds skyrocketed when Joe Flacco took them on that miracle run. And then Dan really got taken out of the race after the Cowboys game, which I don't really agree with either, because obviously that game should have went another way. But I'm still going with Dan here. Just what he's done with this total team, this team in general, and this whole season, it just makes me. And I do like the DeMeco Ryans, but even towards the end of the year, you saw them kind of like, even it's not his fault, but without Stroud, they had some ups and downs. It was really the Lions were going straight up, and then the Cowboys game happened, and then Dan was kind of just stripped of that and was totally out of the conversation, which I don't agree with.
Jeff, before you go, real quick, too, I want to address this because Adam's saying DeMeco obviously went and won a division and turned that around in 1 year. DeMeco Ryans was in the AFC South, who they probably could have won the division with 9 wins. So, like, all of that to me, it's like, who cares about that? It's very well known now the NFC North was one of the better divisions in the NFL. That was shown in the playoffs. And on top of that, like, yes, some team every year goes from worst to first. That happens every year. That coach doesn't win Coach of the Year every single year just from going worst to first. He won 10 football games and he won a bad division. That's a fact. That's a matter. Like, that is exactly what it is. Dan Campbell won 12 games, should have been 13. And on top of that, he broke a 30-year drought to win a division, in a division you've never won before.
So let me say that. Number one, Trisha Miller became a Crunch member. So thank you, Trisha. We appreciate the support always. Seriously, we do. I you know what? And I'll disagree. And I'll ask you guys this, okay? Because I know I'm going to this is going to be like, everyone's going to freak out over this. What was your expectations for the Lions this season?
I don't care about expectations when it comes to this.
It matters. It does.
I would say I expected one playoff win. If we're being real,
win the division.
Let's go. Win a playoff game.
Win a division. Win a playoff game.
Yeah.
Lions did that. And I know they made the NFC Championship game. I didn't expect them to. The Texans, they're coming off 3 seasons, guys. 3 seasons in which they won 11 games combined. DeMeco Ryans walked in there with a rookie quarterback, with a young defense, and won 10 games. I get the division's bad, but 10-7, and how CJ Stroud was playing as a rookie, he's in the MVP conversation. Yeah, he deserves a ton of credit because if they didn't have him, obviously it'd be different. DeMeco to me deserves to win Coach of the Year because of the job he's done. Like, to me, Coach of the Year, it's like when Brian Daboll won it. Brian Daboll won 9 games. Who didn't Nick Sirianni won 14 games that year? But they gave it to Brian Daboll.
Let's just keep giving the award to 8 and 9 win teams. Because they were expected to win 2 games and win 8 or 9. Just keep giving it to them. Go ahead.
The Lions to be good.
Give their award to John Harbaugh.
No one expected the Texans to be good. Nobody.
And
actually, people did. Spenny said they were going to go win the division.
I thought they were going to be good too.
If DeMeco wins it, I'm not going to be appalled. But the difference between Brian Daboll, DeMeco Ryans is C.J. Stroud and Daniel Jones. C.J. Stroud, the first game of his NFL career is harder than Daniel Jones would ever be. So the fact that Brian Daboll, because they didn't have a lockdown defense whatsoever. I mean, the Texans defense wasn't lockdown, but it was definitely better than what the Giants were last year. So if you have that quarterback play compared to Daniel Jones, I think that's why you lean a little bit favor in Daboll. What you said about DeMeco is not wrong whatsoever. You didn't say one lie there. But it's just, it goes back to the point of Dan exceeded expectations even more than we originally thought, just like the Texans.
But by how much, though? Like one team?
How much does a divisional game and an NFC championship equate to in regular season games?
Well, let's look at the roster. Like, for example, one team
the Texans roster is not that bad.
Yeah, it's real.
Guys,
they have faced some injury.
Let's not do that now, right? Like,
they're not on the Lions level, but they're not.
The Lions, though. The Lions.
Then you just answered my point. They're not on the Lions level, and you have a rookie quarterback. You have a quarterback.
It's not a rookie
quarterback. Won playoff games.
It's not just a rookie quarterback. Yeah, okay, it's not Kenny Pickett out there.
Guys, he's a rookie. He's a rookie.
I understand, but that's just like saying, like, oh. You put Joe Burrow out there.
So what's Jared
Goff?
Zach
Taylor didn't win rookie or coach of the year when Joe Burrow was going off. Joe Burrow got the attention. I think a little bit more attention should, when you talk about the Texans, I think, and DeMeco's not a bad coach, but I think CJ already as a rookie is doing a lot of that heavy lifting. And it's again, it's a great
he's going to win rookie of the year. Like, he's proven that he's a great quarterback. I mean, he's probably a top 5 quarterback in the NFL this season when you break it down.
But I don't want.
He had a top 5 quarterback. Like, we're acting like he had a bad quarterback, and he went out there and made like nothing out of something out of nothing. Like, no, he actually had a pretty good roster. It was very proven. They won some big games. And I do agree. Like, I think DeMeco's going to win the award, and that to me a little bit. I agree with you, Jeff, to where he's going to win the award because he does deserve it, but I think Dan deserves it more, and I think it's because of Stefanski won it a couple years ago because of what he did and brought to the city of Cleveland. Dan has done that to Detroit on a different level than Stefanski did in Cleveland. He deserves that. That's where I'm at. This is
where I'm coming from, because I get it, but you can't. With the Lions, you have Jared Goff, who already is coming off a Pro Bowl season, and with them winning, it's like, well, Dan's doing a good job, but then a rookie comes in and plays well, and it's like, and I know DeMeco, it's not like DeMeco gets all the credit, but now it's like, no, that's all CJ Stroud. Like, so we gotta, like, the coach needs, like, you got to give the coach credit, like DeMeco Ryans and what.
I literally just said it, like, he's gonna win the award, so I'm giving DeMeco deserves a ton of credit.
Absolutely,
and a ton of credit.
And I think it's a less talented roster. They had expectations. I thought the Texans would win, and I think a lot of people did. Like, the people that thought they'd win 10 games. Congratulations, you were right. Like, I didn't expect that. I expected a playoff win, a division win for the Lions. They did that, right? And we knew they had a good. We knew Amon-Ra St. Brown. What did I say before the season, Lucas? 1,400 yards. We all expected a breakout year. Sam Flannel was the only one who said Nico Collins was going to go off. Where did he come from? Like, this raw guys.
I said 1,000 yards this year for Nico.
Oh, okay.
And Tank Dell going off too.
But Tank Dell, like, they're doing it with guys. They just, I don't know. They surprise, I think, all across the board, and I think DeMeco deserves it. But it doesn't take away from what Dan's done. I don't want that to be my argument. I got to be, I disagree. And that's why we love this show, right?
I tried looking it up too, but I'm pretty sure Stefanski closed as like a heavy favorite.
I don't think he should win it. I could
be wrong because I did have that future in, but
yeah, I agree. I think Stefanski should not win it. I think it should either be DeMeco or Dan, and I'll stand on that. Yeah. One of the two.
The top two weird.
If it's not, these awards are frauds. It's like the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I don't really get the Stefanski stuff. I mean, listen, I don't know. I
did a great job. It's not coach of the year material, though.
Yeah,
there's a difference. Like, he's not a bad coach. He's a good coach, but I think there's just levels to just recency bias and acting like this dude's a guru. And it's like, He did not have the best quarterback play, but he had damn near the best defensive play. And then there has been many teams with the number 2 overall defense, number 1 overall, number 3 overall defense, and bad quarterback play that get into the playoffs and get bounced off in the first round.
Wait, are you talking about Stefanski?
Yes.
Yeah, and guess who he had as his DC?
Jim Schwartz and Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. And
it wasn't Stefanski that really did like that was what are we? Stefanski should not even be close to winning this. If he wins it, we should riot.
We should.
But hold on, and I agree. But we can't be pulling the coordinator card in Detroit because we got a pretty good coordinator over here.
I'm just saying, like I was bringing up the point to where Lucas said he has the number 2 offense or defense, and I was like, well, Jim Schwartz is there. Like he came in this year, and that thing kind of flipped a little. It was very obvious.